Hello guys, Kyneton the Genius here, and today we are going to continue with plotting in Python. Today we are going to be looking at Pyplot functions, and there are many of them. Let's just take some examples to see how it works. Again, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you've not subscribed, so you kind of motivate me to continue making these lessons for you. So just click on the subscribe button below this video, and if you have any challenges following any of my courses or my classes, please leave me a comment in the comment box below. All right, so we have different pyplot functions. So these functions can actually be called using the PLT or using the pyplot using the pyplot class. So they are methods. So you can actually say PLT dots and then you call them. So here we have set the x limits, y limits. PLT.grid adds a grid line, adds a title, add the x label, add set the property of the axis. Okay, so the easiest thing to do is to take an example to see how it works. So let's create a series of items. Let's say from a series of values from -6 to +6, from -6 to +6, and I need 50 items. Again, I'd like to add a comment here. I'm going to call it pyplot functions. All right. So -6 to +6. So we have y is equal to cos x. So we are going to plot 3 items. So let me copy and paste instead of typing it out. We are going to plot 3 items in the same graph. So while you have not called plt.show, you've not called the show method, everything will be plotted in the same graph. So here we are plotting y is equal to cos x, okay, and that is going to be a black line. That is why we have this b here. The next one, y2, is going to be 1 minus x squared over 2. Yeah, so 1 minus x squared over 2. So I'm going to just paste it. 1 minus x squared over 2. So that's Taylor's polynomial of 2 times. And we are going to say 1 minus x squared over 2 plus x squared over 24. So x cubed over x to the power of 4 over 24. So I'm going to just copy it and paste. So at this point, we've not actually displayed the curve on the screen. We are simply adding things to the curve. Now, there are a series of things you can do to use the functions available in Pyplot. So first, let's add legend. So legend is a small text that indicates, gives a little explanation about the curve. So we add it. The next thing we want to add is to set the grid line, to set the grid line to be visible. plt.grid. So here we can say true. So if you say true, it means that the grid line is going to show. If you say false, the grid line is not going to show. So line style for the grid line equal to dotted line, okay? And we can also then say x limit and y limit. So basically, x limit and y limit is setting the size or the scale of the plots. So for instance, we have for y limit, we have -4 to +4. And for x limit, we have -6 to +6. Then we have x label, set the x label like this text written here, and y label sets this text written here, and the title of the graph or the plot is what you have here, is set by plt.title. After all this, you can then say plt.show is then going to show all the plots in one single plot. So I'm going to just run it, and you can see that it displays everything in one. Again, I'd like to recommend you do this yourself so that you appreciate exactly how it works. So try to change up things a bit. For instance, we have the red curve. You can see it's a different line style. Let's see. The red line, let's see, is this. So you can see red line, you can see dash dots. So you can see dash dotted line. So this is how we complete part 1, and then we are going to be moving to part 2, where we are going to continue with other examples. We are going to plot the hard curve, we work with subplots, we work with scatter plot, histogram, and bar plot. So please subscribe if you've not subscribed, and also leave a comment for me and like this video if it has been informative for you. I'd like to stop here, and we see in the next part.